the results, it kind of leads me to my thoughts on Servite. I mean, I didn't vote them in the top 10 this week because they played a strength of schedule, strong strength of schedule. But what did they do with that schedule, which was just one victory? They have more shutout losses than actual victories. So I think I don't like it that sometimes it feels to me like it's predetermined that Servite's going to be in the top 10 because look at the schedule they're rolling out this year. It doesn't really matter what they do on the field or anybody. What they do on the field, but it depends on, it's getting determined by their schedule, and that's why I didn't vote for Servite. They're gonna have to play their way back into the top 10. Certainly, with their schedule, they're gonna have the chance to do that. St. Paul and the Trinity League, they'll have their chance to get back in the top 10, but right now they're just not top 10 to me.
So, if Trabuco Hills had played Servite's schedule, would they be 4-0 or 5-0 or something?
No, I don't. I think they would definitely be taking their lumps. A lot of teams would, especially with the injuries that Servite has, the youth that Servite has. But I think, I flip it back. Like I wrote on my blog, I think if, Servite and Trabuco played this week, I'd probably be picking the Mustangs to beat them. Same with Foothill. I voted 9th. I don't think Servite's very good right now.
Yeah, and I think that Troy Thomas would love to get that phone call because instead of playing some of these far out-of-state teams, I think there's a lot of football teams that when they schedule, if Servite's on the phone, don't pick it up, because I don't think they want to play them.
A lot of people, I'm going to come right out and say, a lot of people are ducking people. Teams like Edison, every week are testing themselves. Look who they're playing. So you got to get credit for that too. But I can see Dan's point a little bit too about, hey, you're playing that tough schedule, you got to produce too. Yeah. But gosh, the way people duck people nowadays is driving me crazy. I mean, some of these schedules you're looking at them, you're like, okay, fine, you're 5-0, great, fantastic.
There were some great matchups that could have happened this year in the non-league schedule, and I'm kind of happy we're getting to league because we're going to get back into some rivalries, good Orange County games. This is good. Let's give credit to Edison San Clemente for getting together. Yeah. But how about a Santa Margarita Tesoro game this year, which they played in the last couple of years? That would have been awesome. The days of modern day playing Mission Viejo non-league, stuff like that. Los Al maybe playing a good county team, Tesoro playing a good county team. But we have guys like La Habra. They're playing some good county games. But it's good for county football when these teams play.
Yeah, I agree too. Because I get all the emails and people like griping at me about a 5-0 team that's not ranked. And then why is Servite in there? It's some kind of bias and things like that. Again, I know that Mission Viejo would rather play a local game than driving out to La Quinta. Santa Margarita played Brophy College Prep to open up. Had to go out to Arizona to play that game. A lot of people don't want to touch them. And so, it's pretty hard for me to get pretty worked up and excited about a 5-0 team. I really don't think that Capistrano Valley Christian at 5-0 is better than, some of the 1-2 or 1-3 teams.
Well, I'm tired of seeing top 10 teams play with the running clock in the second half. Come on, this is supposed to be the best playing the best, and it's pretty it's not good for high school football.
Yeah, and I know you don't want to, send your kids out to, play what Coach Gene Murphy at Cal State Fullerton called body bag games when he had to take his teams out to LSU and stuff like that for fundraising purposes, and so that makes it awful tough. Dan, any final thoughts on this one?
This game, Edison?
Nah, the rankings and things like that.
Well, we'll just see how Servite does. They're going to St. Paul. It's going to be a tough game for them. St. Paul just lost to Bishop Ammont. Servite lost to Bishop Ammont, but St. Paul played Bishop Ammont closer, so we'll see what happens with the Friars. But I think they have a chance to win.
Yeah, and the teams that Servite has played, a collective 14-3-1. The school that's played the second best schedule, from what I can see, is Foothill, 14-9. Their teams are Foothill's 4-1, only lost to Tustin by a touchdown, got real close to winning. So if you put Foothill in your top 10, which I did too, I think you did as well. Hey, Foothill's pretty rock solid. So hey, I'm a big strength of schedule guy. I know Dan and Carlos are to some degree, maybe not as crazy about it as I am, but we do a lot of crazy things here at OCVarsity.com where we've got you covered.